Recently, I've been trying to update my spring and summer wardrobe choices. Get rid of shirts and shorts that don't fit anymore and replace them with pieces that fit great, look great, and will last for years. I love clothes that are made from materials that feel good when I put them on. And this modal cotton Henley tee from Quince is a perfect example. It's a classic piece that will never go out of style. Oh, and the price? Totally great. Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/randomhorror9 for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's QUINCE.com/randomhorror9 for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/randomhorror9.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me, and hopefully for you, too, one film at a time in a random order. Are you squeamish about horror movies? Do not worry, we will tell you what happens. Adore horror movies? Well, great, watch along with us each week. Hey, speaking of this week, we have another live stream this Saturday, May 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern. This month, we're talking about PG Psycho Gorman from 2020. Our $5 Patreon members get to be part of our monthly live streams, and they get to help us pick the movies we watch each month. We, of course, do a random draw of all nominated films. Also, our Patreon members get an ad-free feed of all Random Horror 9 episodes. So, join our Patreon and join us this Saturday, May 16th at 3 p.m. New York time as we discuss Psycho Gorman. That's at patreon.com/randomhorror9. But that is later. Let us talk about today's episode. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week, we randomly rolled a 6 for Undead and a 1 for Wild Card. Here is episode 323.
This week on Random Number Generator, horror podcast number 9, Shaun of the Dead, 2004. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
My senior year of college, I was working hard to find a job after graduation. I was looking in the field of theater management, marketing, fundraising, box office, whatever. I really just wanted to work toward running a theater company eventually. I got 2 entry-level job offers. One was at a dance and music presenter in Dallas called Titus, and the other was at the Barter Theater in Abingdon, Virginia. I'd never been to Virginia at all. Part of my plan, though, was to get out of Texas, ideally to New York or to Chicago, 2 incredible theater towns. And Abingdon, Virginia is hardly a metropolis, but getting out of my home state would have been a good first step for me. Still, I ended up taking the job in my hometown of Dallas. It was familiar, close to family and friends. It had all the comforts I felt I needed to adjust to life after college. And I was there for another 6 years. In fact, it was only when I married Jillian that I got up any nerve to leave Dallas because she got into a grad program at Smith College in Western Mass, and we were finally out of there. It was really hard those first few years, making ends meet and being completely out of sorts in a totally different state, let alone culture. Texas to Massachusetts is crazy. But Massachusetts led us in a few years to New York City, and thanks to giving myself over to my relationship to Jillian, to my new life in this relationship, rather than holding on to my past, I got to where I always wanted to go. Shaun of the Dead, which came out the first year I moved out of Texas, is a film about maturing, about leaving behind the trappings of familiarity and youthful carefree life. It doesn't mean you have to forget or even forego your favorite things from youth, but you have to make room for new experiences and new people. It's a sweet movie despite the blood and guts, not to mention a great entry point for horror novices. It's also a really fun movie for horror lovers with its admiration of the zombie genre. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
What is your favorite flavor of crisp?
Oh, favorite flavor of crisp. I mean, salt and vinegar is a little too intense.
It is.
I like it on sandwiches, though. Like if
You
I'm
get
gonna put it
like
on a
sponge cheek if you eat too much of the salt and vinegar, where like it feels like your cheeks are shredded.
The acid eating away at me. I like a barbecue. Honestly, just like sea salt. I know that's real basic of me, but I just want a salty chip. I just want a salty potato crisp.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Although, if we're talking crisps, I do like prawn flavor.
Oh.
Because we don't get those in the States.
No.
And they're fucking delicious.
They're pretty fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you love a prawn cocktail crisp?
Yes.
And I love to say it. I'm definitely partial to, like, this is... there's a variation on it, but I don't think they call it. But like sour cream and chive is like a big Ruffles.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do like sour cream and chive. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are incredible. We get an eyeful and an earful of Britishness in this movie, Cecil.
Oh, we sure do.
So much time at the Winchester pub.
It's so funny to me because I did a semester abroad in Northern England as with a sister college, and so I went to school over in England before I turned 21. And it was the like shock and awe that my university had like 3 pubs on campus. It had like 2 bars and 1 pub. And there was another pub across the street that was like, you know, like where your professors would be because they don't want to be drinking at the university pub. But it was just such a different culture shock of like, wait, you mean y'all just get off class and then you go drink? But like legally drink and everybody's cool with that? Wow. Okay. All right.
Drinking culture is so interesting in London, especially having lived in New York City for so long, where bars close in New York City at 4 a.m. I mean, there's a lot of bars that close at like midnight or whatever. But like most of your just kind of common bars in New York City are open till 4. And so if you ever hear...
Yeah, there's 2 a.m.s and 4 a.m.s, yeah.
Yeah, 2 a.m.s and 4 a.m.s. And if you ever hear Last Call in New York City, you're fucked. It's just the worst feeling in the whole
world. Like, the birds are going to start singing soon.
Yeah, and unless you live close by, and I lived in Bay Ridge for a long time, so leaving the East Village or I lived in Astoria my first few years in New York City. So, like, you're like, that's an hour and 15-minute train ride home. The sun is going to be coming up as I curl into my bed. Yeah. What the fuck am I doing with my life?
And in England, it's like 11 p.m. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We got to go to bed now. Get the fuck out of this bar.
I only learned maybe like 6 or 7 years ago when I was in London for a podcast thing, and we were hanging out with a bunch of other podcast folks, and we went to some pub, and then it was really late when we, got out into the world to find a pub. And I remember the person we were with asking if they did a lock-in at the pub, and essentially that, like, yes, you can come in, order, and then they lock you in. But if you ever leave the pub, you cannot come back in. You can't come back. Yeah. But they'll stay open for all the people who are still there. So some pubs will stay open till like 2 a.m. in London, but you got to be there before 11.
That's right.
I bring all that up because this movie opens on Last Orders.
Yep.
So we've got Shaun.
Okay. Simon Pegg. We've got his best friend Ed, Nick Frost. Yep. Nick Frost.
Who's just kind of the lovable goofball kind of loser, but like also like refuses to accept that he's a loser. He's just doing his life.
He's like kind of a low-key weed dealer, but really he just plays video games kind of guy.
Yeah, and it is very much like they've been friends since they were young, and they have since they were 18. They've been hanging out at fucking Winchester pub. Yeah, throwing back pints and listening to music and playing pool and darts and whatever the fuck else. But Shaun is with his girlfriend, Liz.
I got to say, right off the bat, like, Edgar Wright is maybe one of my favorite directors of comedy. Like, the way he structures scenes, either in camera or just in general, is so funny and surprising. So, like, this scene, which is a very kind of normal scene, is between Shaun and Liz. But as the scene goes on, you realize there's other people in the scene.
Yes.
That just aren't on camera. And so it becomes this whole thing of like, oh my God, why are you always hanging out with Ed? And you realize Ed has been there the whole time. And they're like, I don't know, your roommates are kind of, you realize the roommates are there the entire time. So they're having these conversations, this very intimate relationship conversation in front of people. But it's not given all at once.
No.
I fucking love it.
No, all those little reveals are so great. I love that he's like, yeah, I don't really love your roommates. I don't think they like me either. And then the camera just shows David and Diane sitting down the way from Liz.
God.
And David and Diane feel like friends you've met after college. Like they're a little bit more, they're a little bit more cultured, more of the world, more in the present day sort of thing.
Yeah, but we learned that these are kind of all college friends.
Right.
Because it was like, she had a crush on him and he had a crush on her, but then they end up getting together. And so it's that kind of like, well, I guess we're just hanging out now, so we might as well be boyfriend, girlfriend. Also, Dylan Moran from Black Books. Come on. It's one of my favorites.
So we're sort of understanding that this relationship between Shaun and Liz is a little tenuous because she's getting real annoyed with the fact that we've been together 3 years and we do the same thing every night, Pinky.
Yeah.
And we are in this pub. We are with Ed. Nothing comes along. Also, our anniversary is last week. And where do we spend it? The Winchester.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, things will change, I promise. He says as he's given a fresh pint right at last orders. Of course. Title sequence. This is funny. All the shots of people doing their everyday tasks, and they already look like zombies.
I know, which is exactly what I think George Romero was commenting on, especially in Dawn of the Dead. Maybe not so much in Night of the Living Dead, but by Dawn of the Dead, and it's the whole thing of like these mindless zombies are lured by the flame of capitalism to the mall. Yeah. And in this, it's the checkout girl, the folks all bobbing their head at the same time, listening to the soundtrack that we're also listening to.
The kid kicking a soccer ball against the phone pole.
Yep.
And just the repetition of daily life. All the people on the bus who are just kind of heads cocked to the side, like half asleep on their way to work. I also enjoy like the sleepy zombie people dancing in the street is really funny too. It's just a really odd bit. So Shaun and Ed, Shaun is actually roommates with Pete, who's also another old friend. But Pete wears a suit to work. Like Pete is like trying to be a professional, have a job. And Ed has come to crash at their place, but he's been there for a while and does not have a job, does not clean the apartment, just plays video games, doesn't even like take messages for them.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of the question of Pete asking Shaun, when is Ed going to pull his weight? Or better yet, when's he going to go home?
When's he going to like find his own place in the world? And the answer is never.
Nope.
I literally remember graduating from college and moving to Chicago and hanging out with all my college friends who all lived within 5 blocks of each other. And there was one night where like 6 of us are hanging out in somebody's apartment, ripping bong hits, watching the dudes play video games. I'm like, if I don't leave Chicago right now, I'm going to be doing this for the next decade. And that would be fine, but I got to do something else.
Yeah. Well, Shaun has promised to Liz, I'll book us reservations tomorrow, date night. We'll go to the place with the fish.
No roommates.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, but Shaun's got to get his ass to work. He works at whatever, Nobody Beats the Wiz or Circuit City or whatever.
Best Buy.
Yeah, British Best Buy, selling electronics. everything is a distraction to him. Like, he can't really, like, focus to move forward. Everything that's happening to him, he's having to, like, process how to get out of the situation as opposed to moving forward. So when Liz calls him at work to say, hey, did you get my message earlier? Which he hadn't. Did you get my message earlier about let's do it at 8 rather than 7 because I'm working late tonight? He's like, because he's too busy fighting or arguing with one of the other guys in the store.
16-year-old who's like, oh, no work call, no personal calls at work, huh?
And throughout this kind of like intro thing, in fact, actually throughout this whole movie, we're going to get news broadcasts. Like news plays a pretty important role in this movie. But these first news broadcasts are like him walking through the street and there's a radio playing and we just hear something landing on Earth and just something happening that's weird. And we see a man just collapse at a bus stop. And then we also see newspapers saying like weird crops destroyed. And
I think this is one of the best introductions to collapse of society.
Yeah.
Because we're very focused on Shaun and his daily routine. And a couple things are happening. We kind of have we're going to have his like morning walk to the local bodega. Yeah. Which is going to be repeated on Z-Day in exactly the same way. But what I love about these opening shots is that there's so many warnings in the background. Police cars going by, ambulances running by that are just kind of part of living in the big city. But because we're in a movie, we know exactly what's going on around him that he's just kind of oblivious to.
Well, and it's in contrast to when we covered The Mist a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Our main characters in The Mist already noticed something weird with the mist and the crazy storm the night before, that all of the cop cars and sirens have everyone on full alert. And here, Shaun just cannot focus on the world around him because he's so lost in himself.
Like, he does notice every once in a while, but it's a very quick kind of like, oh, that's weird. Oh, there's a man eating pigeons in the park. Oh, well, it's London, so, just another Tuesday.
Later, when he tries to get reservations at the place that does the fish.
Fulci's?
Fulci's?
As in Lucio Fulci?
Oh, that's nice. I didn't even clock that.
Yep.
They kind of laugh him off and are like, absolutely not. We booked our last table. And he has to tell Liz that, and we're going to end up at the Winchester again. And she's like, click.
Hell no.
Yeah, hell no. Oh, he has the other thing happening at work. His stepdad, Philip, shows up. Bill Nighy.
Oh, my God. I love Bill Nighy.
He's so good.
I love him so much.
Philip shows up to say, tomorrow is your scheduled bi-monthly visit, so maybe bring flowers for your mom since you didn't bring any for Mother's Day.
He's like, yeah, I got it. No, I got it covered.
So he goes to buy flowers for his mom. He goes to Liz's apartment where David and Diane are both very disappointed in him, not even more so than Liz. And he's like, listen, I'm sorry. I promised to quit smoking. And he like throws the cigarettes out. And he's like, also, I got you these flowers. And she sees the card to his mom and is like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So we're done.
Well, you know what we're going to do? Let's get real drunk at the Winchester.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
But this time, flaming shots.
Yes.
Shots.
I like the setup, too, the fact that we have, in this bar, we have flaming shots, which will come in handy later for when we're talking about Molotov cocktails or using fire in the bar. And two, that Shaun's just had this breakup and he's crying, and then the jukebox kicks on the sad. I didn't write down which song, but it's just the sad breakup song. He's like, "What? Who's playing this?" And Ed's like, "It's on random," which will come about later when Queen pops on. Also, a lot of like really clever placements of lines that lead to something that changes the line meaning.
Oh, sure.
So it's as Ed tells Shaun about his breakup, he's like, it's not the end of the world. And we see a shot of like somebody banging on the front of the of the locked-in pub.
They're like, we're closed, man.
I also like when they finally leave the pub, there's a couple by a phone box making out, but you realize they're not making out. Somebody's getting his head eaten off.
Yes.
Or
And they're just like, oh, get a room. They're like leaving the pub, singing white lines, and a zombie sort of moaning in time with them.
Yeah, yep.
They're like, oh, crazy. But let's go home. We're super drunk. Let's go home and relive our glory days of being DJs back in college.
God, with their sideways hats.
I know, right?
There's nothing more hello fellow youth than a 30-year-old with a sideways hat spinning records.
Absolutely.
That's so
You
good.
can still pull it off. You can.
Especially
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
That's right. I'm going to do it at 50 and see what happens.
Yeah,
I
why
think that'd
not?
be great.
And Pete is like, Jesus Christ, it's 4 a.m. And they're like, oh, Liz broke up with Shaun. He's like, well, just, keep it down. But of course, Ed is here to stir the pot.
Ed's like, hey, Pete, what happened to your hand, mate? And he's got a little bitey bite.
I know. He's like, some crazy person bit me, but my head feels awful. I'm going to go lay down.
Shaun gets up the next morning. I mean, in his drunken stupor, he wrote on the whiteboard on the fridge. Life goals. Quit smoking, get back together with Liz, and sort your life out. Yep.
Great.
But he's back to doing the same shit. He's like, what can I get you at the store? Ed's like, I forget the name of it, but like the little prepackaged Cornetto. That's right, the little ice cream cone.
So this is actually kind of so Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Edgar Wright made 3 movies together, and they call it the Cornetto trilogy. Because in Shaun of the Dead, it's strawberry flavored, red for blood. In Hot Fuzz, it's blue and white for
police
cop buddy movie. And then Into the World, it's green mint chip for extraterrestrial.
Okay, great. I love that. And he's kind of going through the same motions, but he's not even noticing like the bloody hand on the fridge there as he grabs a Coke.
There's like a car with like a hole punched in the windshield. Yep. His friendly neighborhood bodega owner, who the day prior, he's like, clearly on a first name basis. He's nowhere to be found. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I just owe you 15p. And you see him kind of shambling out the back.
So he gets back home and Ed's like, hey, there's a girl in the garden. Oh man, that girl's still hammered.
Excuse me, pardon me. Just throw a rock at her. Oh no, she's a zombie.
Well, and they're just like, she's just being crazy. And so like she lunges at Shaun. Shaun's trying to wrestle her off. And Ed's like, hang on, I'll be right back. And he has to come out and take a picture. But it's really once they look into her eyes, they're like, that's not good. And then when they push her away and she stumbles back and like gets impaled on that little pipe or post in the yard.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then she gets back up again.
Uh-huh.
I think we're in a zombie movie.
I like it when I think it's Shaun that calls them zombies and Ed's like, don't say the Z word.
Yeah. Which is so funny because as we have we've talked about movies that are so classy, they refuse to name the monster that they're in. But it's also, I think, a direct comment on 28 Days Later, which is like, these are not zombies. This is rage virus. And they even kind of say they're like earlier reports that like rage-filled monkeys were the cause of this have been refuted.
Yes.
Because these are slow zombies, not fast zombies.
So they're trying to call 999. Nothing. It's just still like there's zombies and they're closing around their neighborhood. On the news, we learn the highways are all closed down.
Yeah.
Barricade your doors.
Shelter in place.
One newscaster is like, we're learning that you have to kill them by removing the head or destroying the brain.
I love the fact that all the newscasters in this are actual British newscasters. Love that. It's also I think it's like the night prior when it's like a normal day and he's watching TV and he's flipping through the channels and the channels make a complete sentence.
Oh,
that is like, panic on the streets of London, people are but I fucking love this. Like, just like little, they're not even Easter eggs, just embedded jokes in a clever script.
Yeah, it definitely has that comedy structure that you really want. This isn't just kind of like a dark comedy, which can be really dive hardcore into the story, but the dark comedy is just kind of in the irony or the juxtaposition of things. This is more like in a sitcom or a Simpsons episode type of thing where you have to keep the jokes cranked, right? 3 jokes a page or whatever the rule is.
3 jokes a page. And there's different kinds of jokes. So some of them are verbal, some of them are visual, some of them are situational, some of them are character based, but it really is like this movie keeps on coming with the hits. Because they're like, okay, I don't know, let's grab, and then the assortment of shit that they grab to go throw at, there's another zombie now. Like the toaster, like the smallest, most ineffectual things you could possibly find in your kitchen.
I like that the first thing that they start throwing at the zombies are Shaun's record collection. And so they're like going to throw these like throwing stars at these zombies, but they
have to get into a debate over what's worth throwing and what's worth keeping.
Yeah, he was like, no, I love that album. He's like, what about Dire Straits? Yeah, throw it. Batman soundtrack? Chuck it.
Chuck it. Sade? Oh no, that was from Liz.
So they realize this isn't working, so they go to the shed and they grab a shovel and a paddle.
That's a cricket bat, my friend.
Cricket bat, I'm sorry. Are those just called bats? What are those called? What are cricket?
Yeah, I think they're called
sticks?
bats. Yeah.
Cricket sticks. What are those
cricket
called?
Stick. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be world sports dummy for a second.
Yeah.
Mom calls and says,
Mom.
"Oh, Philip had a crazy thing. Like, we had people come over and we didn't know them, and they bit Philip, and he feels real gross. And and they're like, hey, we're coming. Oh, not just we're coming
to get you, Barbara.
We're coming to get you, Barbara," which is lovely. What Ed says.
I love this repeated kind of montage, which we've had a few of these before in the movie, but it's always it's Shaun getting ready for work, and it's like the Sam Raimi Evil Dead 2, close zoom in on a work shed, a thing, doing a thing, cranking up the thing.
Yep.
But in this, it's like Shaun pissing into the toilet, or pissing into the toilet, flushing the toilet, taking his name badge off.
Uh-huh.
And in this, we have this kind of like, okay, here's the plan. And we see this montage 3 times of like, okay, we're going to go get your parents. We kill your stepfather. Uh-huh. Then we go get Liz, and we all hang out at Liz's place. They're like, oh yeah, but wait a minute, we got to do this thing. So like it changes ever so slightly each time we see the plan develop. And they're like, listen, if we're going to leave, because these 2 zombies have kind of crashed through our garden door, so this place is no longer safe. Okay, we can go to Liz's, but then we're like, man, if we're going to hole up in a place, I'm going to go somewhere where I can smoke, which, legit.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Why not go to the Winchester?
That's right. There's also this recurring argument about there's a Winchester rifle hanging above the bar.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, the bartender always says that's real. And Shaun's like, there's no way that's a real rifle.
Yeah.
Also, that guy says dogs can't look up. And everyone else is like, yeah, they can't. He's like, dogs can look up.
Dogs can look up. Which I'm like, is that real, or is that like a metaphor for something?
I think it's just that idea when you think about it, like, can dogs like pull their whole head back to stare up? I didn't even bother to look this up.
I took it as a metaphor of like, if you're kind of down and out, kind of like what Shaun is, you can't seek better in your life. Like, you can't pull yourself up to the next sort of strata of society.
Wait, hold on. I just was pulling up.
Can dogs look up?
Yeah, unfortunately, in trying to look that up, I'm finding that it's just all references to Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, no. So it must be a thing that they literally just made up for this movie.
I think so. It feels like just like a stoner question.
Yes.
But the plan gets a little thwarted. First they steal Pete's car.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, right. Pete. Well, he didn't drive his car to work.
And his keys are here, so And we did see him upstairs in the shower, so let's get the fuck out of here and take his car to Barbara and Philip's place. But when they get there, Philip's not turned. Philip's just in there watching television, looking a little sick.
He's like, I love this, like, what are you talking about, a doctor? I ran it under cold water. Like the most stepdad, like, I don't need help.
And Shaun's mom is getting really irritated with him because he's, you know, he doesn't sound like the most attentive son. And then also he's never liked Philip at all. And he gets the sense that Philip doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And his mom is just like, you're here now. Let's just have tea. He's like, no, Mom, I got to get you out of here. She's like, let's have tea.
He's trying to warm her up to the idea that they need to kill Philip. But he's like completely leaving out the logical process of like, there is a plague that is turning people into, like, that's too much for Mom to handle.
Right.
So he's like, how much do you really love Philip?
Yeah. They all leave together. Oh, the other thing was Philip drives a really nice Jaguar.
Of course.
And I like that Ed just deliberately crashes Pete's car.
I know, right?
So they're forced to take the Jaguar.
Yeah.
And Ed gets to drive, so he just gets to show off his crazy driving skills in this thing. What a crazy expensive joke for this movie. To hire a stunt driver to have to like peel this car out all over town. It's pretty great.
Ed hits so many, like he's trying to hit the zombies.
Yes.
And they're like, come on, let's just get to the place. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing the best job I can.
On their way out, Philip is actually bit by they're attacked by zombies. So we already clarified to Mom something is really off here.
And I love that, like, Ed or Philip gets his kind of, he knows he's doomed. Mm-hmm. And so only in the last couple of breaths of his life does he actually kind of make peace with Shaun.
Yeah.
Of like, you know I was hard on you growing up, but I always saw such potential in you. And I knew you would rise to the occasion. You needed somebody to push you.
You needed motivation. And he says, I always loved you, and you lost your father, and that was hard, and I knew that was hard. So he says all of the right things. It's very beautiful, and he says, you take care of Mom, okay? Well...
and then zombie face.
And so they got to bail out of this fucking car. Unfortunately, they have to ditch the Jaguar because they got to trap Philip inside of it because no one can bear to, like, just kill him.
Oh, and also we've picked up Liz and David and Diane at this point, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we have. Yeah, so we're all crammed into this really, really tight thing. There's this joke earlier about we've been dating for 3 years. You still haven't introduced Liz to your mom?
Yes.
And at this moment, Shaun's like, Mom, Liz, Mom.
I was like, hello.
Hello, it's so nice to meet you. All of the mundanity of life is really funny in this movie. And I think it's most perfectly symbolized by his, like, not even like friend, but just acquaintance, Yvonne. Like a person he knows that he just keeps running into Yvonne throughout this movie. And it's always so like British and polite and simple. Yes. How are you getting on? And he's like, oh, good. How's Liz? We broke up. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is my boyfriend, Declan.
And you realize that it's an exact replica of this group?
Yes.
Except this group is like just a little bit more ragged.
Yes.
So like this group has kind of lost all their weapons at this point. Mm-hmm. They run into the other group and everyone's dressed like everyone has a doppelganger essentially.
Yes.
But Yvonne is like, oh, where are you all going? They're like, oh, we're going to the Winchester. She's like, oh, the pub?
Okay.
Wow. Well, best of luck.
Yeah, it's like the weird, that strange, like put together doppelganger of this whole crew. Well, they've got to take a shortcut through all of these backyards, and to David's point of like, Shaun, is it a shortcut if there's like 20 fences between us and the Winchester? But while they're in these backyards, they get attacked by a man in pajamas, a zombie in pajamas.
I know.
I kind of already knew at this point because the interaction between this zombie and Barbara, the mom.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I think I know someone who lives around here.
Yep.
I did not know those people.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
These
But
are not my friends.
We kind of know she's been bit at this point,
Of course.
and they don't really hide the fact that she keeps holding her wrist throughout.
No.
And we make it to the Winchester, Cecil. But it's so interesting. This is very Dawn of the Dead. That's the mall one, right? Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is the mall. It's very Dawn of the Dead. Like, all of these people that cannot stay away from the pub, they go to the place most familiar to them.
It's also very much the first couple of episodes of The Walking Dead.
When you have to pretend to be a zombie.
How do we get through a sea of zombies? Well, we cover ourselves in zombie blood, and then we don't smell like humans. But this takes it to the absurd level because we know Diane. Oh my God, Lucy Davis is so fucking great in this role because she's your kind of not. She's like a Phoebe from Friends,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like she's an actress, and she's like, okay, we're gonna act like zombies, and she goes instantly into drama school mode.
Yes.
Okay, what do we notice about this zombie that they have impaled on a tree?
Yep.
Oh, sort of a distance in the eyes, but also just a hint of sadness. Okay, let's all try it together.
I like that she's like, oh, good, Liz. That's very, very good. And then David's barely even, he's like, yeah. She's like, keep working on it. She's like, Ed. He's like, I'll do it on the night.
You're like, it is the night. And then I love Mom, who's just kind of like, ooh. Like just so Mom doesn't really get it, but she's still trying. She's trying hard.
It's so good.
And then Shaun just kind of looks like he's doing a bad Godfather impression.
Yeah.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
So good, so good, so good.
Everything you want for summer is at Nordstrom Rack stores now, and up to 60% off. Stock up and save on the brands you love like Vince, Sam Edelman, Frame, and Free People. Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
But they give themselves, they make it all the way through the crowd to the pub door, but it's locked. And Shaun is the one that draws attention to them to start because he's in there like pounding on the door, calling for the bartender, hey, let us in. Clearly, they're not able to let them in.
And then Ed takes a phone call from, it's kind of the reoccurring joke of like, hey, do you have any product? No, I don't have anything right now. Oh, you should. Like, even in the zombie apocalypse, stoners are still going to stone.
Yep.
And Shaun and Ed have a little tiff. He's like, you know, like, come on, man, get it together. And it's, you know, it gets a little, some truths are spoken in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
Unfortunately, all the zombies have been notified of their existence now.
So Shaun's plan is to distract them, run through the crowd. He knows they're slow zombies, right? And so I'm just going to make them all follow me. I'm going to make a lot of noise. They'll all follow me. I'll ditch them and then come back to you guys, which gets them all inside.
Because David in his horribleness has thrown a garbage can through the largest window.
Yeah, he acts so rashly, being like, that doesn't, you asshole, like you've left the window open that we're gonna have to board now. I like that Barbara sees the flowers that were thrown away were for her.
She's like, I think these are for me. Mm-hmm. Even though they just say to mom, and it could literally be, but like it's that sort of, it's so, I don't want to say cute because I feel like that's diminutive, but it really is kind of heartwarming, this movie.
Oh, this movie's so heartwarming. It's so wholesome. It's really good. When they get inside, it's getting a little tense in there, and David is starting to... We already kind of don't like him from the get-go. He seems a little too wound tight, but he really is starting to become a real negative person. Like, his leadership style is just to point out all the things that are going wrong.
Offer nothing good.
No, and his
kind
plans
of the ultimate pretentious, you know... I think he says, like, I'm a lecturer. You're like, oh, okay. All right, sure.
Liz is just like, I don't know what the right solution is, David. I just know that we have to make the best of the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Oh, so we're just going to have a party? Let's all just get smashed. Let's eat some crisps, whatever. And then Shaun shows up, and that's exactly what they do. When Liz asks Shaun, what's our plan? And the next shot is all of them around a table at night with a bunch of empty alcohol bottles.
They're like, would anyone like a peanut? Kind of we've been together for 4 hours now, and we have very much run out of things to say.
Well, it's going to be a little chaotic here because the power comes back to the street, which Shaun is like, oh, we can use this to flip on the television. All of the TV networks are at test pattern.
Ooh, it's not good. Also, I love this sort of reveal of like Shaun kind of flipping things. Is that the right breaker? And then the lights come on, revealing like an entire window full of zombies that he's like, oh, just pull the shades. Hey, Liz, we've got a bit of a problem. They might have followed me. She's like, I thought you gave him the slip. He's like, yeah, more or less.
And Liz says, well, we'll just have to be extra quiet. And at this moment, Ed has put a quid into that like coin game where you can win piles of coins, the little whatever. And all of the songs and music is playing, bells and whistles. And then that, because the power is coming back on, the jukebox kicks on with Queen's Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh my God. Of course, there has to be a like choreographed zombie fight to Queen.
This is very impressive. Like they got everything kind of like timed up. Like as they're beating the zombie bartender shows up and they're beating him with cue sticks.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn my sports equipment today. They're beating him.
Pool sticks.
Pool sticks. And
like you can call them pool noodles if you want.
They're beating him with wooden pool noodles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But all in rhythm to Queen. Even the people are like, the zombies are kind of like moving in time with, it's great. Yeah. So they kill him by pushing him headfirst into the jukebox, which ends that 2 problems in 1. I like that Diane is like, let's use the darts to get him. But
oh my God,
gets Shaun in the side of the head. When he has to pull that dart out of his head, I'm like, oh, it's so gross.
It's so deep in there.
It's so deep. There's so much damage, Shaun.
Meanwhile, Mom is not looking good, and Liz is kind of the only one who's noticed. So she's trying to tend to Mom, and Mom is like, here's the ring that Shaun's father gave me. She again, it's like the deathbed confessional. And Liz is like, we're not even dating. She's like, nope. Got it. I'm tying up loose ends here. You seem like a lovely person. I know you make Shaun very happy. He talks about you all the time.
Meanwhile, everyone else is figuring out how to use this fucking rifle because it turns out it's a real rifle.
Yep, it's a real rifle. I love that, the day prior when Shaun and Ed are playing video game, or Ed is playing video games and Shaun is kind of like navigating him, like 2 on the left, reload. They repeat that exact same,
right,
like word for word.
I
love it. I love it.
This little crowd, as they're like, because the zombies are starting to come in from all sides of the pub. And Diana's like, there's one over here. And Shaun's like, what's over here? Over where?
11:45.
Well, because like
2:15.
Because it's David that's like 11:45. He's like, that's too specific.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Sadly, we all have to go tend to Mom. And they leave David with the rifle while they're tending to Mom. And David shows up ready to shoot Barbara.
He's like, she's a zombie. She's like, no, she's not. She's still my mom.
Uh-huh.
And then we have this like kind of ludicrous Tarantino standoff.
Yes. With Shaun and Ed pointing broken bottles at David while Diane breaks a bottle, or one of them has a corkscrew. Diane breaks a bottle and points it at Shaun. And it's Liz to be like, everyone needs to calm the fuck down. I
love Liz. She's the ultimate kind of realist.
Yes.
Which when you see enough zombie films, it's like you see certain, it's, zombie movies often aren't about the zombies.
Yeah.
It's about what happens to people under pressure.
Yeah.
And, Liz is so great because she understands, she does a really good job of being like, I see why you're mad, but that is not what we need to be focused on right now.
Right.
She'd make a very good therapist, I think.
Yeah, she's like, I see where David is coming from, even if he is a twat.
Yeah.
Which is a very funny thing to say. As a side note, one of the things about this movie that I think it gets away with because it is a comedy. So like everything is kind of broad strokes, but it does the thing that's so maddening, especially in like a zombie movie wherein no one is focused.
Yeah, of course.
And I know we're all in a panic because we're being attacked by zombies. Like, you try to stay focused if you have zombies coming for your guts. But there is something to a lot of people will function really well in a big solution-based situation like this, even in crisis.
But I think that's what was it? Yvette? That's
yes.
what her group, like, they're the ones who are like, they're the ones who are like keeping cool, sticking to a plan, sticking together. This group it's a little more ragged.
That's why it gets away with it, because it is a comedy, right? Like, I was never really annoyed with it, other than the way you're annoyed with characters. Like, it made me think of, I think, with the Yvonne group shown to us, and we can see what we should be aspiring to, and then what we actually are given.
Yeah.
This group makes me think of, like, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, the humor isn't the same, but, like, just how kind of, like, vile everyone is on some level. Not quite vile in this movie. No one's, except maybe David, no one's, like, vile. But it's just everyone's got their problems.
It reminds me of the gag from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Uh-huh.
In which he's in the handcuff.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, it's like Roger Rabbit's been handcuffed. They've been handcuffed to each other.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, okay, we got to go get the saw. We got to get this thing. And then Roger Rabbit sort of takes his hand out. And he's like, wait, you could have done that the whole time? He's like, only when it was funny.
It's really good. So good. I thought back to this, too, because it made me think of Sinners, right? And so when we have the vampire attack on the barn in Sinners, all hell breaks loose internally inside the barn too. Like, there is some infighting, and Sinners is not a comedy, and and so when the things break down in Sinners, it's really maddening because the stakes are not just high. The stakes are high here too, but like this in Sinners, like the stakes are so intense. So when somebody makes a wrong decision that as a viewer is wrong, you're like, what the fuck, Brenda? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And here it's a little bit more diffused because of the comedy. And you're just like, these characters have to serve, to the Roger Rabbit point, they have to serve the comedy. The beats have to serve the humor.
They finally talk David down, but he's just so pissed. He's like, because it also comes out that, this whole history of he's been secretly in love with Liz, and Diane knew the whole time, and he just can't face reality, that emotional reality.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm just going to leave. And he just walks out into the zombies.
Yeah.
He gets quartered, head removed, Legs come off. Like, I love it. Like, he comes apart like a Ken doll, like in the most unrealistic way, but the most satisfying zombie blood and guts. And Diane is so beside herself that she grabs one of his legs and goes out to save him. Which apparently there was, I think they did a short. Either they did a short or they kind of talked about like what happened to Diane. And they're like, oh, she made it. She ran up a tree and ate part of his leg to survive for 3 days. And then she's still friends with Liz and Shaun.
Oh, amazing. Also, right before all of this, they do, in diffusing the David situation.
Yeah.
David gives the rifle to Shaun, and Shaun takes responsibility for shooting his mother, which he does. And then he punches David. And David grabs that rifle and shoots at Shaun, but it is empty, is the only reason Shaun does not get murdered by David. Yeah. And it's in all of this embarrassment because he's just been called out for being in love with Liz. He's been kind of called out for being rash and horrible. And then he just attempted murdered Shaun.
I know, right?
And I think in his like kind of toxic maleness, in his embarrassment, he is angry. And the only thing he knows to do is fight or flight. He's already tried fighting. Now he's going to try flighting. Because
he doesn't feel respected by the people in the pub. So he's like, fine, I'll just leave. You're going to leave and go into the zombie horde? Okay, well, that lasts all of 30 seconds.
Good luck with that, my dude. Poor Ed, as these zombies are now kind of filing in and they're running low on bullets. Ed is trying to do a Molotov cocktail, but he gets distracted by the fact that Pete shows up. And I like that Pete is naked because the last thing he was doing was showering. He
was in the shower.
When he went full zombie. So naked Pete shows up and Ed cannot focus on doing the Molotov cocktail anymore. He's got to attack Pete.
Of course.
Which gets his ass bit. But Shaun manages to shoot Pete in the face. And he and Liz and Ed, who is still alive, but not long
but he's losing blood.
Yeah, he's going to be undead very soon.
Let's hide behind the bar.
And
they're like, light the bar on fire.
They light the bar on fire. They left the shells on the bar, which actually helps them because in the shells going off, it distracts the zombies and kills a few. And they get down into the cellar, Cecil. And Shaun can't get the doors open, the cellar doors that lead out into the alley.
So they're like, we're trapped. There's zombies above us in the bar that are going to get through any minute. And we have the kind of the mist / cabin in the woods, like last two people on Earth. Well, we have 2 shotgun shells left.
This is such a dark just topic for any movie situation where you're like, well, there's 3 of us and there's 2 shells left and we got to end ourselves. But watching like Shaun and Liz kind of make the hand gestures of like what it would be like to shoot yourself,
like trying to turn to like okay, so if you shoot me and then you shoot yourself, and he's like, I don't think I could shoot my flatmate, my mom, and my girlfriend all in the same day.
Yep. And
she's like, well, I think I would just mess it up. I'd be too nervous.
He and Liz have a conversation about their relationship. Because when he says I couldn't shoot my girlfriend, mom, and flatmate all in the same day, she's like, what makes you think I've taken you back? He's like, I'm working hard. I've been making promises, been making changes. I'm doing something in this past day. You got through to me. I mean, like, the first thing I said was I would give up smoking, and I haven't had a cigarette since then. For this whole day, I haven't had a cigarette. And then she pulls out the cigarettes.
She's like, I don't know, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Light up, Johnny.
Yeah.
But he also acknowledges, he's like, I've fucked up all day. Like, I became the de facto leader of this group, and I have done nothing but get us into bad situation after bad situation. And I think in that moment, Liz is like, yeah, but you're doing something.
You're proactive. You're motivated.
You're rolling with the punch. You're doing the thing that, your stepdad was like, you just need a nudge.
Yeah.
And sure, we have lost a few friends along the way. but you're taking life as it comes rather than just sort of hiding on the couch.
Yeah, you're actually showing action. You're moving toward a thing. It's not just that I want you not to be smoking. It's just that I want you to make a dedicated effort toward the things you say you're going to do.
And you will make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's okay. You have to kind of like own up to them. And he's, and then I don't know. I like this. And then of course, in lighting the cigarettes, they notice, there's like a electrical door lift, which I think is a reference to Resident Evil. I think in the game Resident Evil, there's like only by lighting the cigarette lighter do you notice that there's a way out.
I see. Yeah, that's funny. Well, they realize there's this elevator. They're gonna get out. He's like, Ed, come on, we're gonna go. And Ed's like, no. And this is where Ed gets to admit his faults and what he sees in himself. And he says, I'll only hold you back. Yeah. And he gives Ed a cigarette, and he apologizes to Ed for shouting at him. And
he gives him the gun. He's like, hold off as long as you can, brother.
And I like this callback of a joke because at the beginning of this movie, when they're frustrated with Ed, the roommate, the ad hoc roommate, Ed tells Shaun while Shaun's on his way to work, he's like, oh, Shaun, I'm sorry. He's like, for what? Then he smells the fart and he's like, oh, God. He's like, I'll
stop doing them when you stop laughing at them.
I'm not laughing. And then at this moment, Ed says, Shaun, I'm really sorry. Oh, God, I smell it.
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's really great. It's really sweet. Really good friend beat. And they're off. Elevator takes them to the streets. They are surrounded by zombies. You ready? I'm ready. And then military personnel van mows down zombies.
Boots on the ground.
Full machine guns mowing these fuckers down. And here's goddamn Yvonne. Hey. Hey,
you guys, you made it. The others with you? And they're like, no. And she's like, oh, well, at least somebody made it out.
Yeah. And I like that the very first line of dialogue, she's like, how you doing?
I know, right?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, Yvonne is so put together, and she's got this military crew, and she says, they're taking us all somewhere safe. You want to tag along? Come on, let's go. And we see Liz and Shaun holding hands as they walk towards the van.
Fade to black. And then television.
Oh my God. This is kind of fun. This is very funny and very depressing to watch these TV things. There's Zombies from Hell, which is some made for TV movie about something or another about zombies from hell.
It's very hard copy.
Yes.
Like, this boy had to kill his entire family with a shotgun. That's right. These zombies, we've hooked them up to bungee cords, and we've put them in a slip and slide trying to get 2 hunks of meat.
Oh, my God. The fact that the zombies are still in the world, either being studied or being chained and put onto duties like moving grocery carts.
Because they've realized they're like these brainless, repetitive... It's perfect for the service industry.
Oh, God. Just my gut fell out. I was so disturbing. That notion of zombie slavery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love the cameo from Coldplay, who's, of course, doing a to all the victims we lost in the Z-Day massacre.
Zombaid is the name Zombaid. It's the name of their charity.
Oh, my God. It's so great.
Oh my God. And then there's a daytime talk showy sort of thing of I married a zombie.
Which is the exact same talk show that Shaun was showing the people in the British Best Buy. And it's the exact same people on the talk show.
Oh my God.
Except she's like, I still love him even though he's a zombie. The talk show is like, do you go to bed with him? Like,
oh, good Lord. Zombaid is... maybe my funniest, my favorite joke of this whole movie. Yeah. Zombaid cracked me up. But then we see Liz and Shaun back at Shaun's flat, and they're living together. And
it's cleaned up.
Very clean. It looks so nice.
They're like, what should we do today? They're like, I don't know, let's, like go get a Sunday roast, have a couple of drinks, come home, watch TV. Lazy Sunday.
Great. He says, you know what? I'm going to go to the garden for a second. She's like, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And he pops out to the garden shed, and it's a little man cave where he's got Ed tied up.
Like chained around his neck.
And Ed's trying to bite him. He's like, no. And he puts the video game controller in his hands. And they get to play a video game, and we close this movie on Queen's You're My Best Friend.
Aww.
So goofy. Cecil, shall we rate this film?
Yes, let's.
All right, so how approachable is Shaun of the Dead? If you are horror movie squeamish, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all approachable, 10 being very approachable, I'm going to give Shaun of the Dead like 6 out of 10 prawn crisps. I mean, mostly there's just some blood and gore, and there's a little bit of jump scares, but I don't know, like, it's hard to say. I feel like I could make that even higher. It's just that there is some gore to it, and most of it for comedy. And this movie is through and through a comedy. There's some tragic moments. There's some really heavy moments in it, but it is every second playing at comedic beats. And so I think it makes it very approachable. I think it really nails the zombie genre really well. It's a great tribute to zombie horror flicks. And yeah, it's even for a 22-year-old film, Cecil.
I know.
Even for a 22-year-old film, it is still, I don't know, it feels pretty fresh. There is a moment, and there's only one joke in it that I felt like aged poorly, and it's, I think it's when
he's like, "What's up, my
N-words?"
You're like, "Oh no!"
And if you were around straight white men in 2004, that's what your like embarrassing friend would say to people. But it shocked me a bit when it happened, because we just don't do that very often, you guys. So yeah, approachability 6 out of 10 prawn crisps. To speak nothing of approachability, Cecil, how do you rate this as a horror film?
I mean, is this a 10 out of 10? I think it is. Like, I find so little, because this is a prime example of people who love the genre, who are good at making films.
Yes.
Making a film out of love in the genre, referencing the genre, but not making it all about the references, kind of blazing new territory.
Yeah.
And not dwelling on nostalgia of like, hey, do you remember this movie? Yeah, we love that one too. I think they really, so 10 out of 10 pints of warm beer.
Yeah, I think you would only knock it down if you felt like a movie that is less scary because it's a comedy shouldn't be rated highly, but the gore is really good. It's
like
really
the zombiness of it is great.
I think it's very, very good. I think that's such a good point about it not being reference laden. It's not about the references. The references are funny, but there's such
and they come fast and furious.
But there's such an array, a diversity of joke types.
Yeah.
That it isn't just a flurry of that same level of cleverness, but when they land on "We're coming to get you, Barbara," it's just chef's kiss. It's so perfect because the movie isn't constantly doing that. It's constantly doing something in the realm of jokes, but everything is kind of different because some of them are just relationship jokes, and some of them are just visual gags, what have you. So that's great. What a fun movie. Shall we figure out what movie we shall watch next, Cecil?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You've got a scare die. I have a style die. We're going to roll those two up and see what movie matches those two things. Cecil, on your scare die, if you roll a 1, our next movie scares clowns or dolls. 2, a ghost. 3, a conspiracy. 4, a psycho killer. 5, some creature with no legs. Or 6, wild card, whatever scare we want. What's our scare?
That's a 6.
We don't get to keep those 6s around for long. All right. Well, just like this week where we rolled a wild card style for Undead and landed on this, we're going to get a wild card scare matched to whatever style that I roll. If I roll a 1, our next movie's style is a TV show, so not a movie at all. If I roll a 2, it's got to have a one-word title. If I roll a 3, it's got to be from the 1960s. If I roll a 4, it's got to be based on a book. If I roll a 5, it's got to be a sequel, prequel, or remake. Or 6, it's got to be a movie that is not for the squeamish. Let's see what we got here. I got a 3. That is 1960s.
Oh.
Well, Cecil, let's go through the movies that we wrote down that we can pick from. You're gonna say 3, I'm gonna say 3, and then we'll roll a die and see which movie we're gonna watch. So, tell me about the movies you picked.
So the first one I picked is a 1965 movie called Repulsion. It is a Roman Polanski film starring Catherine Deneuve as a lady who has a hard time going outside.
Okay, yep.
The next one is Peeping Tom, which is a Pressburger and Powell film that came out the same year as Psycho, but because it wasn't made in the United States, it gets away with a whole lot more Psycho.
I've been wanting to watch this movie for the show for a long time now.
It's great. It's really great. And finally, I picked the film Carnival of Souls, 1962, which is like a testament to bloodless horror and just how creepy things can get without being like blood and guts and gore. Great film.
Yeah, and this is one that's like, I want to say this one is on a lot of different streaming services, or at least it was when I watched it, but they're pretty varied. So if you have to rent it, it's one that I advise renting or buying if you even have a chance. And if it's still on Criterion, I'm not sure if it is. It is on
Criterion, I think.
But if it's still on Criterion, go to that one if you have Criterion, because they've
done
complete. Because they've done ones where it's like colorized.
Oh yeah, no, not into that.
Yeah, they've just done people have done some various shit to this movie that makes it kind of weird. Okay, so I put 3 on here. These are movies I haven't seen, but I think they are classics and feel like we should get to them. One of them is 13 Ghosts. We covered
I've never seen
the remake.
I've seen the remake, and it's
Patreon.
A silly good time. I have a feeling this one is probably going to be a silly good time in a black and white 60s kind of way.
Another one, which is Blood and Black Lace, Mario Bava joint.
Oh my God.
So getting into our Giallo, masked killer, black glove killer.
How much beautiful death can we possibly take?
I love it. And then finally, House of Usher.
I mean, I've not seen this one either.
I haven't either. It's a classic. It's Poe. This is Hammer Studios as well? Was this Hammer that did these?
I don't know.
Oh, no, of course not. No, it's Roger Corman. But it does feature it does feature Vincent Price. Okay, so we're going to do those 3. I think now it's my turn to roll.
Okay,
so here's how the roll will work. If we roll a 1, we're going to watch Repulsion. 2, Peeping Tom. 3, Carnival o' Souls. 4, 13 Ghosts. 5, Blood and Black Lace. Or 6, House of Usher. I got a 5. We're going to watch Blood and Black Lace.
Yes.
I'm so excited for that. Well, that was so simple. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. And if you have thoughts on Shaun of the Dead or ideas for what is your wild card 1960s horror film, let us know at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, or on our Patreon, where those public discussion threads are public. They are available for anyone who's a free member or more. And watch Blood and Black Lace from 1960-something or another, 1964. Watch that with us this week and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no boyfriends breaking their promises to you or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Hey, it's Jeffrey jumping in one more time to remind you to watch Psycho Gorman from 2020 and join us this Saturday, May 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern for our monthly live stream over at patreon.com/randomhorror9. So if you're not already a member of our Patreon, know that our live streams are $5 and Patreon members get to help pick the film. Of course, they also get to be part of every live stream and they get access to our back catalog of more than 60 previous live streams. Some of my favorites have been Theater of Blood, Psycho Beach Party, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. We've watched some really good ones. So join our Patreon and join us this Saturday, May 16th at 3 p.m. New York time over at patreon.com/randomhorror9 to talk about PG Psycho Gorman from 2020. Okay, now here are your credits and scary story. Boo. Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. See original artwork for each episode by David at Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky and contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. The zombie uprising has made it to your small town. It's scary, but also cool because the big monsters never come here.